All right. Hello, everyone. It is me. You're just, yes, I'm in the ugly sweater. It is all about the jingle time. We are in the Jungle Bells section. So it's Christmas time. And we are coming to y'all with one of my fun friends. And I am so glad to have you guys hear the story by Kristina Goins. And Kristina, as I have said many times, she would be like your unlikely Mary Kay girl because she's more shy. She's way more reserved than I am. And most people think, oh, well, you have to be completely out there to be in Mary Kay and be successful, right? And I'm like, no, Kristina is wonderfully successful, has a completely different personality than I have, and has the most wonderful heart. And so I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my wonderful friend, Kristina. Yay! Kristina, you're so fabulous. Okay, so you're on mute. Get off mute, Kristina. And I want you to, thank you, Carol. So good. So Kristina, tell us what got you into Mary Kay at the beginning? How long you been in it? What made you kind of get into this? Because again, I know you're much more reserved and shy, than myself.
Okay. I started Mary Kay in 2015. It was a year after my mom had passed. I was married at the time, and both of my children were and my son was 1 and my daughter was 2. So I literally had 2 kids under the age of 5. And I was like, yeah, why not, try Mary Kay? I knew nothing about sales, nothing about recruiting, just nothing about anything. I was invited to a skincare class. She told me that she would make my face better than what it looked at the time. And I still had that like baby glow. So I was like, okay, sure. I went. I had a blast. I fell in love with satin hands. And then when she shared with me the opportunity, I was like, yeah, I like satin hands. So if I can get it for a discount, I'll take it.
Awesome. So you kind of like fell into it because you wanted a discount. Okay. Yeah, I totally love it. That was kind of your shtick. And again, you were a new mom of very young children, 2 1-year-old and 2-year-old, and married at the time. Okay. So, but knowing you like I do, I've known you for a little bit since you've been in Texas, and you would be more on the shy side of the spectrum. If there's a spectrum, I'm way over here in the land of the weirdos. Okay. And then we have Kristina is over here. And so what made you decide that you could do this? And did you ever have trouble with that?
So I didn't think that I could actually. I did not have any type of, like I said, I had no marketing background, no business background, like I'm in the medical field and I still am. I have been, for over 10 years, but I just wanted to give it a try. I had a lot of naysayers, so I was kind of wanting to prove them wrong that I could do it back then. Like, so this was all in 2015. I just thought like, okay, well, if you're saying that I can't do it, well, now I need to prove to you that I can. And I am 100% shy, like introverted completely, I was just like, you know what, I think that this would help me get out of the comfort zone and it would help me meet more people because I did not know anyone.
Oh, wow. So almost because you were so shy, this is like the answer to help with shyness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Well, so now that was like in 2015 and this is like 2021. So you have clearly been in Mary Kay for like 6 years. You've stayed in Mary Kay, whether you made $1 million or $0, you're here. So what do you think has kept you in this world of Mary Kay, and maybe what has changed? I mean, you're still the same you, right?
Yes. So what has kept me is this drive that I know that Mary Kay is the answer to my career. I don't want to be in the 9-to-5 forever. And I would always hear stories about like women retiring, they're retiring their spouses, like I'm single and I'm raising my children still. And being able to not have to go and clock in every day or axe off, work if my kids get sick or anything like that. I'm like, that's just not the life that I was looking for. And that's not the life that I want. So the Kristina that joined is definitely not the Kristina that is here now. And it's just because I know that there's more that Mary Kay has to offer. So being in for 6 years, I'm able to see the opportunity in a better way than what I did when I first joined.
Okay, that's awesome. So you've grown and you've been able to kind of marinate a little bit, I guess is the word, and see. Okay. So what's interesting is because I've known you for, at least 3 of those years, I think. And what I've seen a lot of, it's almost like Miracle Grow happened in the last month or so. You have such a great heart and you're always so ready to serve others. I'm noticing though that you added like 6 women to your organization in the last month. And that was kind of a suddenly, that happened. And I still see you as that in the same personality style. It's not like you've changed who you are. So what is going on?
Okay, so I did add 6 people. So it's actually 5 women and 1 male. Oh, I know. Yes, men do Mary Kay too. So honestly, I just got tired. And you always hear, like, especially, if you're a consultant and you're on, you always hear, people, they're like, well, when you get sick and tired, that's when things will change. And for 6 years, I've been hearing, getting sick and tired. And then not only that, well, you have to make Mary Kay your decision. So I'm like, I've been offered other direct sales companies and I've declined them all. I'm like, I make Mary Kay, like I have Mary Kay, that's it, so I don't know, why do I keep hearing, well, you'll make the decision, because I've already made it. But it was more of an internal instead of a physicality. Like physically, I was looking at it, well, I've been invested for 6 years. So obviously that means I've made the decision. Yes, on paper, but not mentally. So in my head, I was still doubting myself. In my head, I was still saying, if I got word that another job was coming up, I like a physical 9 to 5, not another direct sales. I'm not doing that, right? But like another actual 9 to 5, I would ask, I'm like, oh, what's that about? Or I would just, more than anything, just doubt my ability, to say, well, I've been in here for 6 years and I'm not a director. I'm not a pink Cadillac sales director, but people are coming in and a year later, they're, elite pink Cadillac sales directors. I'm like, so what is happening within myself that I'm not getting there? So instead of turning that to a positive, I made it a negative. And then I started feeling bad about myself, which meant that I didn't decide to do Mary Kay, because if I would have decided, I would have known that those thoughts were negative. I need to just work harder. So that was more of the underlying for me. Like I had to realize, if Mary Kay is going to be what I want, then I need to figure out how can I step by step achieve those goals. So then I can too have that story of, yeah, like I'm a pink Cadillac sales director now, but here's how I did it. Like I made the decision to do Mary Kay.
Interesting. So it sounds like you decided that you wanted to change your story, is what it sounds like. Like you had one story and that might have been, I'm shy, I can't, I'm not enough or something. And then you decided that you wanted a different story in your life. Does that sound?
Yes.
You wanted a different story. Okay. So, well, that is, wow. It's almost like a light switch, like click.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Like the light bulb finally turned on.
Okay, so that is amazing. Now, let me ask you this, because, we have guests and consultants that are going to watch currently and are going to watch back. And some people have heard a lot about Mary Kay. Some people are brand new to the opportunity and know very little about it. And so, my thought is that I feel like you're so encouraging that, maybe you have heard of the company before, or you have been in Mary Kay before and haven't achieved all that you wanted to achieve. Honestly, I don't know anybody that's achieved everything they wanted to achieve in Mary Kay. I mean, I haven't reached all my goals for sure yet. Like I have still plenty of things I want to do with it that I haven't achieved, but what I would want to know, was there any kind of a spark? Like you said, it was a decision. What did you do differently? Was there a change in your activity? Was it something that you, what about that?
Yeah, it was all of that. So what I did is that I had a good mental chat with myself. Like, So one of the greatest things, it can make you or break you. So I had to like literally, my action was I sat down and I said, what do I want in my life? And I wrote it out on a piece of paper. And then I said, how can Mary Kay get me there? Like I acknowledge that I have a 9 to 5. So that's taking care of like my bills, daycare, insurance. And I'm like, but I want more and I need more. I need more time with my kids. I need to feel more like myself and not like I have to become a certain person. And then in my Mary Kay world, I'm one way. In my 9 to 5, I'm another way. And I didn't like that because I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere where I have to feel like I have to tone down the joy that I have because, you know, I might get questioned, well, why are you so happy? Why aren't I happy? Like I'm alive, you know, but in Mary Kay, that's something that you get to be who you are. You get to work how you want to work, and then you get to earn. Like, so no one is telling me how much I'm worth. Every time I went on an interview, I'm stuck with, okay, well, you're telling me what my worth is. And I no, not at all. I get to decide those things. So it was the list of what I wanted. And then knowing that Mary Kay, I get to be in charge of that. I get to give myself the permission of how much money I want to make, how much money I want to earn, who I want my friends to be, who I want my inner circle to be, like what type of environment do I want for my kids? So after I did all of the mental thought, then the physical of writing everything down, then I began to walk as if Mary Kay was already doing the things that I knew it was going to do for me. So I started changing how I dressed. I changed how I did my makeup. I changed how, you know, like where I shop for my kids. I'll tell you, I shop at Ross. I love Ross and I love thrift stores. But in terms of what I purchased from there, they were more like, I don't want to say expensive because it's not about money. It's the mindset that really did it. But I was challenging myself to dress more like a director. And I'm like, when you look at Mary Kay directors, or if you see them online, you're not seeing them in like sweatpants all the time. So I just started just changing my attitude. So those 3 things is what really propelled me to the state of mind that I'm in now.
Wow. And I will say, since I have known you for at least 3 years, and you've been even, and you're not one of my direct beauty consultants, but with Mary Kay, of course, we have a system of adopting. Like wherever you are, you can find one of us, and we'll pick you up and scoop you along just like you are ours. And so, since I scooped you up in my team, like you're my own person, you're my angel, as we call our adoptees, our angels. I have seen a big change. What I've seen is that confidence has increased. Your the way you carry yourself is higher. You're acting more like a queen that is going to have her throne, and we're going to have it done, rather than I'm going to be told what to do. I'm just going to take what I'm given. You're directing what you want to see, and that's what I have seen. And I say that in a way that you're owning your womanship. You're owning who you are. You're owning your influence over your children. I see you doing those things. And I say that because I want to affirm where you are, and for people who don't know you to see that difference.
Thank you.
And I love seeing that change in you. I think it's the most beautiful thing. It's like a rosebud. Mary Kay always said, like a rosebud that's tightly, tightened up, and then it starts to blossom and open. And it has the most beautiful fragrance. It's just in a beautiful, and that's what I see in you. I see it's like you're blossoming like before our very eyes. And I love that. Oh, you're so welcome. It's a beautiful thing to see, and I love participating in it. And so, okay, so here's my thought in question, because I think every woman I don't know any woman who wouldn't want to feel even better about herself, even if she was already the queen of confidence and all that. I think every woman wants to feel even better and to do even better, to be better mothers, better everything, better wives, better partners, better whatever we are. And I see that Mary Kay seems to have done that for you. You've changed and you're in a new place. So what is it about December that makes you think, okay, this is like the perfect time to be a part of Mary Kay? Some people would say, oh, you can't, it's Christmas, it's this, I've got to shop for holiday cookies or make them or bake them or do something or whatever that is. What is it you think makes December the perfect time for someone who's like wanting something different to jump in?
I would say the advantage of doing it virtually as an option. When I joined in 2015, I didn't have the virtual option. So what is that? Like it's the e-start. I what? Like So the reach is far greater, especially in a time like this when people are home with their families. We're living in, just crazy times right now. Like some have, limitations to where they can go, mask this, no mask. It's a lot. So I feel like having a Mary Kay opportunity that you're able to start and it be all virtual for you is like a blessing. It is a Christmas miracle because you don't have to worry about like there's just so much that you don't have to. I wish I would have had that, right? But I get to talk about it now and I get to see what it's done. Like I've been able to reconnect with people that I haven't spoken to in a long time or that physically couldn't come to me, to get a facial or anything like that. So that would be one thing. The second thing that I would say that it would be like a great time to start is think about like holiday shopping and small businesses. I know a lot of people actually like, they might have teachers that they have to gift for. They might have, like attendants or something. They might have a staff. So instead of them going to bigger retailers, why not be able to offer that same thing, but the person that would be making the purchase from you would feel way better because they know that it's going for a greater cause. Like, what about if you need a car or you need a house or want to live your best life or you have children, like when someone is making a purchase and they know that it's not going to like a huge CEO, it's actually going to like a small business and within their community, within their neighborhood, it's like, yeah, why not? Why not do it? So be that like, why not? Why wouldn't I shop with Michelle? Like, why wouldn't I shop with Kristina? I know her. I love her. I know her family. She's invited me over for cookies and ice cream one time. So it's like, I just feel like this is the perfect time to be in the season of gifting as well as receiving. And why not make it with Mary Kay?
I love that. I absolutely love that. Is so true. I'm going to click on and screen share super fast because that special you were talking about, I love it. This is what Kristina mentioned. It's called the eStart, and it allows you to start a Mary Kay opportunity for just $30. And notice the time is only till the end of December, you guys. And so that means for 30 bucks, you can do all the things Kristina mentioned by selling products and making 50% of everything you sell. Of course, your own stuff is half price. Why not shop at half price? Like Kristina said, hello. Like I don't see a retailer doing more than 50% off. Just saying, like that's hello, smart. The digital resources, and I love this, the support from community of women. And obviously, that's what Kristina has mentioned so much is the Mary Kay support system. That's been so huge. So the reason I shared that, that little blurb there is because this opportunity is for your section that you can write off on your taxes, like starting in January. Hello, you don't have to wait. So don't be one of those people who goes, I'll wait till next year if you're thinking about it, because then you wait even longer to get your deductions. So to me, that's just like thinking smart. You know what I'm saying? And it's only 30 bucks, but to me, the ability to make a huge change in what your future would look like is priceless. Like you can't put a price tag. And seeing you, Kristina, you have completely changed who you are because of your mindset and your willingness, to try something different. I love it. Is there anything else that might have held you back or has held you back in the past, from pursuing what you want to achieve or what you see as possible in Mary Kay?
Yeah, I would say fear. My top three things was fear, not knowing anyone, and not having any inventory. And it's just like, okay. Fear, it was twofold: fear of success and fear of failure. And a lot of people don't realize the fear of success part is the fear of changing what has become your comfort zone. So I'm like, well, how would my friends think of me? Like, will they think that I am like better than now? Like my mind was because I wasn't focused, right? Because I hadn't decided. So my mind was being filled with like all these possibilities and false scenarios. So I had that fear, and the way that I overcame the fear of failure, I'm like, well, if I'm not trying, I'm failing. And it's an automatic failure because I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, but if I start to do my work, if I start to go to the trainings and listening, to my directors, my coaches, my mentors, then I'll have a greater chance of failure, like a lesser chance of failure. But even if I do fail, that's fine because it's a part of the process. And now I know, what, maybe not that route. But how am I going to know what's going to work for me if I'm not even giving myself a fair chance to even try? So that's how I overcame the fear of failure as well as success. The next one was not knowing anyone. Well, as Michelle had stated, I am shy. So my crew is my crew. And if they weren't on my team, because I got my crew on my team, or they became my customers. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm fine and I could do it. But I'm like, no, I can't, because I started thinking about Mary Kay being a solution instead of like, oh, you're just thinking that I'm selling to you. So I started saying that, well, if it's working for my skin, I have like hyperpigmentation and I have acne and I'm in my 30s. But I'm like, if I can start showing people how Mary Kay products are helping my skin, well, then I'm no longer going to be the salesperson. I'm going to be the person with the solution. And that's how, like I've been growing this, even in terms of the 6 people. Well, I became the solution to how Mary Kay is changing my life financially. And then the inventory. If you are on here as a consultant, or you might be thinking about it and you're like, yeah, but I don't want to go into debt. I am debt free. I don't believe in just swiping and just paying later. I truly am 100% against that. I would definitely say, because that was my fear. I'm like, I don't have inventory because I don't know who I'm going to sell to because I'm scared. Like, you see how they all like just stair step. And I'm like, well, sign anyway. That would be the first thing. Just get your foot in the door. And then you'll have trainings like this. Even if you're a consultant, you have trainings like this. You have your director. So you're going to have people that's going to help you. Like, I'll share this very quickly. When I started Mary Kay, I used like, I didn't have any money to go any further than just the starter kit, and it was not $30. Okay. The way that I grew that was that I didn't let myself get stuck on the fact of not having inventory, because even back in 2015, I knew that I would have it one day. And I just kept thinking of that thought. I'm going to get it one day. Let me just do one day at a time. So those are the 3 things that I had to personally overcome. And now I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't give up. And it was hard for me. I went through like a lot of personal, like life ups and downs within my 6 years of my Mary Kay business. There were a lot of times when I was just like, I'm done, I'm checking out, and I'll just work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, because I just felt like more comfortable. But then I began to realize that I'm not living my best life and I'm not happy. And I don't like any of those things. I want to be in a place where my kids can see a difference. And one thing, and I'll promise I'm done. One thing about Mary Kay is that when you see people in the streets, you're complimenting them. Like, it became something that was just regurgitating. Like, I truly meant, not even for a sale. And if I see a girl with nice shoes, oh my gosh, your shoes are so nice. Like, I love them. Your makeup is amazing. Like, what do you do? Not even giving business cards, but truly, genuinely being a blessing to other people. To now the fact that my kids, when I started, they were 1 and 2, they're now 7 and 8, and they are giving people compliments. Like, my kids in a heartbeat will be like, oh my gosh, like, your dress is so great. Or my son will see a fellow with a hat on, I like your cap, and then like the adults are like, oh my gosh, like, your kids are amazing. And it's like, yeah, because they're seeing what we're doing. And if you're not happy, and if anything that I'm saying like struck a chord, then that probably means you're ready for a change. And that's what happened with me.
Oh my God, that is the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, I could just scream through the screen and go, yes! Like, oh my God, that's all that she said. Oh my God. Okay, so this is where I have to ask all of our guests and those who are watching back. This is your time, people. You have to just, lay it on the line and go, oh God, that really like struck with me. Like, dang, I want my kids to be doing that. My people around me, all those things, right? And I can speak your experience. That's why my kid acts the way she does, is because she's got a American mom. Okay. So here's the deal. You got to pick A, B, C, or D. This is where you fall. So you need to let your consultant know. And A is, wow, I have $30. I'm all in. Like that's less than getting a pizza and some dessert. And I can use a little something extra. That'd be an A. I'm all in. Okay. I want what Kristina has and Michelle has. A B is, oh, it sounds really intriguing, but I have a few questions. Buy me some cup of coffee and have a convo. Let's discuss little interesting thoughts here going on. That's B. C is, oh, I'll be a cool customer. I will see you at the next event and I will be sure to want to earn some free by hosting a party with you, because I'm like a customer. That's what customers do. We help, we host, we refer. Yeah, that's a customer. Or D, oh Lord, my Lanta, I would rather be eating dirt on the side of the road, dying in the road, rather than join your team and Mary Kay and support that. That would be a D. And I know you don't want me that because that just sounds so negative. So pick A, B, C, try not to choose D, and let your consultant know. And she'll have a little something for you, or her director will. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us. And Kristina, I have to just say, I know you so well, and I know how much you shared from the heart on this. And I could not be prouder of you than I am right at this moment to see your growth, and you're just literally owning who you be. And I know that you're taking it straight to the next level. And I am so excited to get to participate in your growth and be a part of it.
Yes, you are.
It honors me to no end, and I'm so happy. So thank you for allowing me to feature you this week. You're a blessing to everyone. So, all right. Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye. You're welcome.